hey Tomodachi, welcome back to the Tokyo Show with your host Nicolas Pettas. Today's Saturday Night Fright Nights talk, and we're going to go over a talk about a fight I had with Nobu Hayashi. Now, the reason for doing this is because I saw the Kyokushin analyst going over, commentating about how I found a specific glitch for how a Muay Thai kicker and a karate background kicker had a difference in style and difference in technique, and that my low sweeping inside and outside, also low kicks, was really hard to defend for someone who was classically trained by a Muay Thai style. Now, before I start this, I'm going to try and do this in one go, but before I start this, I just want to say, first up and all, that I'm excited to be here. I'm doing the fight talks. There are many fights to talk about. There are many fighters in Japan that I actually, at this point, I think I could go out and interview and meet, and that would be really cool. So I'm not sure where this fight talks is going to take us and where it's going to end up, but I started the YouTube channel Tomodachi, so let's just keep it up. If you like what you see and you see what you like, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the reminder also, because I'm in here for the long run. Alright, let's jump right into it. So I have downloaded the video footage from the Kyokushin analyst here, and this you can see, it's a fight between Nicolas Petas and Nobu Hayashi. Have about a minute here before the fight starts, so I'm just going to tell you some background stuff about me and Nobu. Yeah, so I met him when I was training with Maurice Smith up in Seattle, Bellevue, like way back before, like 2 years before I debuted in K1 at all. So we were up there on a camp, and the feeling that I had that this was really not the best gym to be in at that time for someone like him. He was Japanese, didn't speak a word of English, and they really didn't have a lot of like interest in making him a fighter. And I hate to say it, but I was honest to him. You know, I took him over to the motel where we were all staying, and I made him some chili con carne, and then we had the talk. And I said, man, you got to go to Holland, man. You got to go to Holland. A couple of years later, there I'm facing him, and he's fighting out of Chakuriki. It's unreal. Anyway, the fight goes on. Before I continue this one, I'm just going to stop it here. Good. So I'm going to pause the fight. Now, what you got to understand in this, that this is not a typically just a Kyokushin fighter versus a Muay Thai fighter. It's actually his second fight on the day. It was also my second fight on the day. In my first fight, I fought Yusuke Fujimoto, got dropped with a body shot, which had never happened before, stood back up and knocked him back out. That's another fight we can go over another day. It was really exciting. Pretty scary because it was like a really whenever. It was an unexpected blow to take. Nobu, in his first fight, he had also fought a Seido fighter who I think they started in Kyokushin. This guy moved to Seido. So he fought a karate guy in the first fight, and the guy literally went all the rounds, 3 rounds, low kicking him the whole fight through. And I think he took it was something like a count of 160 low kicks or 120 low kicks or something like that. So obviously we knew that walking into this fight, me and my team there, which was my brother, I think, and we knew that he's not really strong in the legs, and he had gotten so much damage that he'd almost actually fall down in the first fight. So it was a simple go in there, try not to hurt myself, try not to spend too much energy, kick hard to mean it, and wherever it hits would be fine. I don't go over the top when I was kickboxing because I just thought it was a scary thing to do. It never really worked for me. Anyway, the fight starts, and I'm going to try and tell you what the plan was. The plan was to not go in and box him, but just like keep enough distance that I could just low kick him. Yeah, it was literally just that. Inside, outside, inside, outside. It didn't matter which leg I hurt, because at one point I had very, very strong confidence that he would drop. Here goes the fight. So, boom, first low kick on the inside, yep. You know, the inside low kick, people normally don't drop because you can still stand your leg. But that kick there, the double low kick, that hurts. It's a double thing, and the second one hurts more than the first one. This is something I came up with in my own way, and I realized that the double low kick is a fantastic tool. I used that in another fight against Kim Yong-hyun on New Year's Eve one time, and it was also super devastating. The double low kick is really effective. The first one should be light, and then the second one, like, you should really bang for it. Here I'm just basically crowd pleasing, trying to make sure that I'm keeping my distance. Nobu is trying to come in and he wants to box me, but he's not a very hard hitter, and it's like, I really, really felt sorry for him because he was such a good friend. I just knew that if I keep kicking him, see, I already know that he's already hurt. If I just kept kicking him, that he would eventually drop. And that's why at the end of the fight, I'm not happy. I'm not like, yay, what a great win. See, I felt sorry for him. I mean, I don't want to kick someone who's already in pain. But it's a tournament. I mean, it's not like you say, hey, Nobu, man, just come in here and, I'll let you knock me out. I can't do that. I gotta win, right? Plus, if I win this fight with as little damage as possible, I got to get up and go up against Musashi. Now, at this point, I really wasn't thinking much about where to kick. I just knew that I had to keep kicking. It's just one more kick and he should be taken down. That's it. Nobu, take care, man. Love you. Love you so much. Yeah, I really do. Got nothing respect for this gentleman. He had leukemia at one point and was in quarantine in the hospital for like a year almost or something like that, and we were not allowed to go and see him because it was a really, really dangerous disease that was contagious. But he overcame that, and he fought through that, and then he eventually opened up Chakuriki Dojo here in Japan. So good for him, man. But I think I also saw the Kyokushin analyst's last video about the difference between when a karate fighter comes back and fights a karate fighter with Musashi, and in that fight it was interesting to see that Musashi has completely different footwork and defense. Now Musashi plays a lot on the inside as a southpaw, and when you're on a southpaw position and you're front kicking or you're low kicking on the inside of the leg, it's a lot easier to evade it, and it's a lot easier to just like slip away from it. That being said, I'll go over the fight one day with Musashi because that's also an interesting backstory. Thank you guys for watching today. Really big shout out to Nobu for being such a strong-hearted fighter. Koichi also fought him one time, so there's a lot of emotion, and I got to tell you guys, that time when Koichi fought him and knocked him out, it was like so emotional. I was crying in the ring. I was standing in Koichi's corner. Of course, I'm happy for Koichi, but it was like so painful to see a dear friend like Nobu go out like that. So anyway, Tomodachi, thank you very much for watching the Tokyo Show with your host, Nicolas Pettas. This time, we're over, but before we let you go, I got a little shout out to the next show, which is going to be the real season for #1 episode of the Fight Talks, and it is me versus Jerome LeBanner. Oh yeah, that one is very, very memorable. Go ahead and see the worst knockout ever in history of kickboxing, probably, with me on April 25th. Thank you for watching. Please set the subscriber and also the reminder. This was the Tokyo Show.